you for choosing Core Joomla software. I'll go through the step-by-step installation guide for community service. First, download the necessary packages from corejoomla.com. Log into corejoomla.com and go to download section. And you need to first download CJLib component. Go to required extensions. Download com.cjlib.zip file for Joomla 2.5. If you are using Joomla 1.5, then please download com.cjlib_v133 zip. And the next thing you need to download is the community service main component 5, which you can locate it in community service folder. Download the main component file com_community service.zip. Once you download and store it in the location on your computer, now go to your site, click on extensions, extension manager. Now select the downloaded file, click upload and install. It will take some time to upload and install. This is a Core Joomla API library, and you can see here the cron URL, which is the URL you can use to configure the automatic cron job in your Linux cron tab, or you can enable the manual cron, which is enabled by default here. The number of emails per execution and maximum delay between each execution is by default set as 60 and 10. This means 60 emails are sent for every 10 minutes. You can change it as per your server requirement. The manual cron will automatically run every time a page on your community service homepage is loaded. So when somebody is viewing your community service application, in background the cron job will run and send the queued emails. So if you want to automate this process and do not need any page loads, then you can set up the cron URL in your cron tab. Now let us install the main component. Go to extensions, extension manager, and choose the community service package you have downloaded. Click upload and install. Now the service component is installed, and you will be shown the dashboard of community service. Here you can see the latest service and pending approval. Community service allows you and your users to submit service, so you can submit service from front end as well. So all those surveys can be approved by the administrator before they are shown on the front end. The public service will all automatically be shown on the front end listing page, whereas the private service will not be listed on service front end. They are instead accessed through my service page, which I'll explain later. Now let us go through the configuration. Click on options button on toolbar. Now this will open up a window with the different settings. Here the feature settings. You have different options. You can move the mouse over each option to see what that option is meant for. So just quickly check out each option. Here the enable jQuery and enable bootstrap options, they are provided to allow disabling the bootstrap and jQuery files if your template is already loading them. If your template is not already loading them, please enable these two settings so that the application loads the required libraries. And you can set cookie expiration in number of days. So any public survey, once the user responded, a cookie will be set on his computer, so he will not be allowed to take the survey again until this number of days is passed. And hide template option, this option allows you to hide your Joomla template and display the component entirely on your window, this part of the window, while taking the survey. So you can select either user selectable. This option will allow user to select while creating the survey, or force hide, that this will allow always hides the Joomla template, and force show will always show the Joomla template irrespective of what the individual survey setting is set. Now you can choose the editor, either BB code editor, Joomla editor, or no editor at all. So this option is used for while creating the survey as well as while responding to the surveys. And by default the name of the user is displayed below each listing who created, so you can choose between name and username. And if you have any third-party extensions like CJ Blog, Joom Social, Community Builder, Kunena, Alpha User Points, Mighty Touch, these are installed on your website, you can use the existing avatar from these components. If you do not have any avatar, you can use Gravatar, which is global avatar. And then you can choose the size of the avatar, leave them by default values, and you can choose to enable or disable categories list box on the public surveys listing page, and choose enable or disable the related surveys list shown after taking the survey. And process content plugins, this allows you to execute the content plugins on the text elements like the description of the survey, etc. So you can, for example, embed a video in your survey description, and enable debugging mode will display any errors, database errors, etc. Please disable this option. Now go to the notification settings. Here you can choose the admin group and different notifications. And third-party settings allows you to choose the point system and points per credit. You can charge your users for each survey response their survey receives. So this can be used for the survey business. And go to the permission settings. Here you can configure all permissions to create, edit, delete, edit on, edit state, auto approve surveys, and respond to surveys, view results. These are all the options that are available for each user group. Enable or disable as per your requirement. For example, to enable public guest users to respond to the surveys, just enable the respond to surveys. This will, and click save button. Since public group is parent group of all other groups, the setting will be enabled by default to all other groups. So the manager and other groups take the settings from the global configuration. You can disable it, and see the register group is also got the respond to surveys permission from the public group. So if you do not want this user group to respond to the surveys, please select denied for this group. And then the next setting, view result permission. This allows you to display the consolidated report after user taking the survey. Let us enable it and click save and close. Here you can see no surveys created. Before creating survey, we need to check the categories as well. Go to the categories tab. Here you by default one category is created, the uncategorized group. You can delete it and create your own groups. Let us leave this for now. Now go to the surveys tab and click new button. This is the first page of survey creation. Let us start creating a new survey. The survey title, the alias will automatically created by the system, so you can leave this one. The category is selected by default. Enter some introduction message that users can see before starting the survey. The end of message is shown at the end of each response to the users. And the custom page header is option allows you to display a custom message on top of each page while the user giving their input. Let us leave it for now. So there are different options available for each survey. The survey type, it can be either public survey or private survey. Public survey is the one which listed on the survey's home page, and it can be taken by anyone by clicking on the link, whereas private survey allows you to manually send invitations, and it must be taken through unique URL that we are going to see later. So let us select as private survey, so this will not be listed on the public service listing page. You can see the documentation for each option on the icon, information icon. And the survey response type, this setting allow you to set whether your responses should take the user identity or not. Anonymous survey takes the input from the users without recording their user identity, like user ID, IP address, etc. Whereas anonymous surveys allows users to respond, and the system will automatically capture their user ID if they are logged in and their IP address. And display report, this setting allow you to override the end of survey message and display the consolidated report at the end of the survey response. You can select to display the consolidated report or not here. This setting use site styles. This allows you to show or hide the Joomla template that your site is using, and this option can be override by the global setting that we have configured in options button on toolbar. So if that option is set force hide or force show, and this option will have no effect. If it is user selectable, this option will be taken into the consideration. And skip intro page, this option allow you to skip the introductory message you enter here and directly take you to the questions. The confidentiality notice, this setting will display a notice to the users who are responding to your survey that whether this survey is anonymous or anonymous type. That means whether their identity is being captured or not. And the notification setting allows users to get the notification every time their survey is responded by a user. So that notification contains the URL to see the complete reports. And if you want the front and back navigation in your survey, you can enable back navigation option. For now we can disable this option. And the progress bar allows you to display the progress of the survey if it is multi-page survey. So if your survey has only one page, this option does not have any effect. As always, only one page. And start date, end date can be used to start your survey and end your survey at specific dates and times. And if you want to restrict only certain number of responses for this survey, you can use this option. And if you do not want to display any end of survey message or show any consolidated report, then you can use custom redirect URL here. You can enter any URL, for example corejoomla.com. So let us leave this now, and we will display the end of survey message at end of the response. So click on save and next to create the survey. Now your survey is created, but it is not yet published yet. So you need to add some questions to the survey. Here you can see list of question types. The page header, this question will display a custom text on top of every page, wherever in which the page it contains. For example, in page 1 we'll add question. So the question is added. Now after entering the data, don't forget to save the question. So once it is saved, it will automatically get closed. And if you want to delete, you can click delete question option. And if you want to move the question to different page, you can use move question to page option. And if you want to sort by dragging and dropping, you can use this option. We'll see this later. And you can start creating different questions. Let us add one radio buttons question. So here is the radio button question. You can enter description for each question, and you can have different options based on the question type you have chosen. You can make it mandatory so that user must select their answer for this question. And if you add custom answer text box, users can enter their custom answer using the text box displayed below the answers. And you can display the answers in line by line or column by column. So, and go to the answers tab. Here you have one answer already created. You can add additional answers. Let us create some more answers, and you can drag and drop. Now we have added 4 answers for this question, and click save. Now the question is saved. So before going to conditional rules, make sure you always save the question, so that conditional rules will take the latest update of the question. So always save the question before going to the conditional rules. So here you can configure different rules. You can say for example, if you want to redirect the user to page number 4, when user selected any of the answer, for example user selected any of the answer, you want to go to page number 4, you can do it by selecting the user answered the question and click select, and if there are many pages they are listed here, so you can select the page. Or if you want to redirect user to different page when user do not select any of these answers, then click on the select the second option, and you can even finalize the survey response if user do not select any of these options. And if user select particular answer, for example new answer 2, then skip to say for example page and or something or finalize the survey, then you can choose that one here. And if user do not select any one of these answers, you can redirect him to the different page or finalize the survey. These are the 4 different rules available for each question, each multiple choice question, and the first 2 rules are available for every question. So let us save. You can select and save the rule. Let us leave the rules now. Click save question. So the second question is created, and you can add additional questions as well. Now we'll add 3 answers for this question. So now we have 3 questions created. If you want to add another page, you can click new button, and new page is created and displayed by default. You can add another question here. Say for example we want to add a multi-line text box. Click on it. You can make it mandatory and save. So, and you can add another page, or you can remove the page. If you remove the page, a confirmation box will be shown, and if you confirm it, it will be deleted. Make sure you are doing what correctly, because if you remove a page, it will automatically remove all questions you have saved in that particular page. So let us add a single image selection. This is a radio button question with an image displayed for each option. So let us enter the title. Go to answers. You can see the first image already created. Let's select. Select the image. So it will be uploaded and displayed by default, and you can change the text for this image answer. You can add another answer. have created 3 answers for this question. Click save. So once we finish creating the survey questions, click finish button, and we have the survey created here. Publish the survey. So now we have created the survey. It is the publish private survey and anonymous, and users do not have any report access. So click on invite button. So here you, from this page, you can invite your users for this survey. So here, this is the body of the invitation that you are going to send. You can use the link special tag here. This will be replaced by the survey URL. Each response, each invitation that you are going to send will contain a unique URL that is unique for each user. So you can, once you enter these options, you can invite the users in different ways. You can invite manually by sending the URL. This is the survey URL that you can use to send to your users in, for example, in your favorite email client. So each survey will be assigned a unique survey key, which you can find it here. This is the survey key which is unique for your survey, entire survey. And if you want to create unique URLs that are specific for each user, then you can enter a number here. For example, 2 URLs we want to create. Click on create, and 2 URLs are created, and each URL will have a unique key as well. This is the key that user going to have. So you can send these URLs to your users manually through your favorite email client. If you want to invite right from the application, you can use any of these options. For example, you can create contact group. Let us create one. And you can add contacts to this group. Go to the contacts tab, click add contacts. You can enter here, manually enter all the contacts here, or you can upload a CSV file using this button. Let us add some. So we have one contact added. Let us assign this contact to the contact group we have created just now. So the contact group is assigned the contacts, and you can click invite button to invite the user to take this survey. So the invitation is added to the queue. The next job runs when the front end page is loaded, and it will send the queued emails automatically. You can invite registered user groups as well, any of the user groups, or you can manually select the users and send them the invitations. You can select any number of users here. If you are using ACY mailing component, then you can install the plugin that we provided and insert the survey URL in your newsletters. If you are using Joom Social, your groups will be displayed here, and you can invite the groups that you have. For now, there is no Joom Social installed in this website, so you can see any groups here. So these are the different invitation options we have. So let us go to the other basic things we need to do for the survey to be completed. One of the basic requirement for the surveys to work correctly is to create the menu item. Go to your manager, select your menu and click add new menu. Now here you will select the menu type, the survey community surveys layout. This is the default layout which needs to be created, is mandatory. And click save. If you do not want to display this menu item on front end, what you can do is create a new menu, for example a hidden menu. And then you can add the survey menu to the hidden menu. So the surveys menu item is still created, but it is not displayed on front end. Let us have this now. So we have the first menu item is created, and we need to create another menu item, that is user layout. So users want to see their surveys and responses, so we need to create a menu item for users as well. Select the parent as surveys, click save and close. So now we have the required menu items created. So in case you want to display the survey using menu item, then you can use the third menu type that we have, the survey response form layout. Using this you can display one survey that you have. For example, you can enter the menu item and enter the survey key that you find in manually invite users page that we have seen just now. So enter the survey key here, not the entire survey URL, but just the key that you find in the survey URL. So and once, let us leave this for now. So we have the required menus created now, and we have the survey also created. So let us go to the surveys page and make this survey as public survey so that we can see it on front end. Go to the front end site and click on surveys page, and you can see the public survey listed here. So if you click on the survey, the confidentiality notice is enabled, so this message is shown here. Click continue and you can see the questions, and this is made as mandatory, so you must enter some feedback here and click, and you can select one of the image, click next. So the end of message is displayed here. So if you want to take it again, you can do so, but since this is a public survey, you cannot take one more time using the same computer, and unless you have a unique key. So let us see how we can handle the reports and invitations etc. from front end. Log into the front end, and once you log in, you can see different options beneath your survey URL here, survey link here. You can edit the survey or edit the questions, invite the users, see the reports. The all service button will be displayed to all administrators only. Here you can see all public services as well as private service. And my stuff menu item displays my service as well as my responses. For example, here you can see the survey, and you can go to reports. This is a test report. So we have one response got till today, the last response. You can click view report to see what the user have selected answer, and go back to the responses. Here you can see all responses that users sent to you. Go back and you can see the consolidated report. So we have just one response, so not much data here, and you can view the location. Since I am doing it from localhost, there is no country, city is known because it is not a valid IP address. And you can see the devices. Presently I am using Google Chrome, so it is listed here. And operating system report, you can find it here. So you can see the responses that your survey receives every day in this daily responses chart. Presently only one response is there, so you don't see any chart here, but once you start receiving responses daily, you can see the chart, line chart here. So this is about the reports, and you can edit the survey from here as well. Whatever you have done in backend, you can see it here, and you can edit the questions right from the front end. You can edit the questions, you can reorder the questions. Just click on it and drag it, or you can even reorder and edit the answers, reorder the answers. Please don't forget to save the questions once you do any changes to the question. And you can see different types of questions here. So once everything is completed, you can click finish button. So we have the categories list displayed here. The list of surveys will be displayed here. This area will list only public surveys, whereas any private survey of users will be displayed in my surveys page only. And if you have responded to any of the surveys, they can be listed here. Presently I do not respond as a logged in user, so I do not have any responses. And you can browse latest surveys and popular surveys, or you can create new survey. So the create survey, all surveys, my stuff, these are buttons displayed only to the registered users and with proper permission set in permission settings. If you have not assigned create permission for this user group, you will not be shown create survey button. Similarly, if you have not set manage permission, you will not see all surveys button. So that's all about the surveys. Thank you very much.